Hello and welcome to another Amazon seller Q&A. How is everyone doing? Hopefully everything's working okay. There we go, we're all working cool. How is everyone doing? Thank you for joining me. My name's Simon, FBA mogul. I'm an Amazon seller, seven-figure Amazon seller. Apologise, I just got up from a sofa nap. But lied on the sofa for a bit, just woke up and I was like, crap, I've got to go and do a live stream. No, I do enjoy doing these, but I was like, gotta wake myself up. How's everyone doing anyway? I hope everyone is well. But yeah, let me just put a quick announcement out in my community. Just to let everyone know that I'm live. So we actually got someone who's, some people that are actually watching. Let me do that quickly. But yes, for those of you that don't know, my name's Simon. I'm a seven-figure Amazon seller. And I do these streams every Monday and Thursday now. It used to be Wednesday, every Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time, where I talk about anything to do with Amazon. I talk about anything to do with business. Sometimes even talk about myself, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, we talk about all sorts of stuff. But mostly about Amazon though. Hey, Built to Graft, how's it going? Thanks for joining me, mate. Hey, Zara, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Little bit disheveled today. So as I stupidly went and had a little sofa nap. YouTube. Q and A. Cool, let's put that one out there quickly. There we go. Just a quick little message out to 2,000 people. 2,000 plus people. There we go, that should do. Right, cool, awesome. So yeah, how's everyone going? How's Amazon going for everyone? Built to Graft, how's your Amazon going, mate? I know you're crushing it, but let's see some numbers. How is my Amazon doing? That's the more important thing. God, it's warm in here actually. I have to open the window in a minute. But yeah. Right. Let's have a look at my numbers. How's my Amazon doing? Let's get STK open. Have a look. So I am doing pretty well so far. Today, I don't know if I like... It's an okay day. Yesterday was terrible, actually. Yesterday was not good. But today's not too bad. It's probably under what I like to be doing. But yeah, £278 profit. It's not too bad. It's a little bit lower than I'd like, but it's okay. It's not too bad. So we're on track for a good month this month, to be fair. So 3.4k profit for the month. Well done. Well done, Wes. That's great. That's good. Let's have a look at my month then. Not too bad. I'm on for a good month. Probably not as much as I should be on, but it's not too bad though. So should get to a nice 10,000 this month. Given that I'm on 5,550, yeah, almost 550, 5,550. We're 13 days in, so not too bad really. So got some really good stock on the Prime Day actually. It's going to do really well for December, for Q4. But yeah, hey Brad, how's it going? I haven't seen you on in a while, mate. Hope everything's going well with Amazon and life, mate. Hope it's all going well. Just going over some numbers. How am I doing this month? So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. I can't complain. Oh dear. See, I go and have a little sofa nap and I wake up and I've got loads of messages. Oh, funny. I'll have to check those up later on Discord. But yeah, if anyone who's not in my community, if you're new to Amazon, you want to learn how to do Amazon, got any questions about Amazon, you can jump onto my community. There's a link for everything I talk about today in the description. But yeah, I say these are for sort of asking. You basically get free mentoring from me by doing this. You get to ask me questions about Amazon. So every Monday, every Thursday, and I'll do my best to answer you basically. So yes, if anyone's got any questions, let me know. While I try and wake myself up with a Fanta. Brad is saying, starting to settle my end. It's been an interesting few months. Roller coaster. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Sometimes life gets in the way. Busy things, Amazon maybe get in the way as well. It happens. You just got to push through, haven't you? And get through it, mate. Yeah, get through it all. Glad everything's going okay, though. That's awesome to see. Brad's a big member in my community, always helping people out, which is awesome. So it's a very helpful and welcoming community. So yeah, as I said, if you want to learn how to do Amazon, if you need help with anything, you could always jump into the community. I think some people came in the other day and said, have you got any good tips? I was like, wow, brand new to Amazon, what's a good tip? I was like, oh wow, that's a big question actually. The biggest tip I can give a brand new person is to just get learning ASAP. Get learning from YouTube. You've also got my channel. You've got other channels out there as well. You've got my website, fbamogul.com, and just literally try and absorb as much knowledge as possible and just learn how Amazon works, because that's the tough part, is learning the BS around Amazon. And unfortunately, Amazon is a fantastic platform, but it's also a horrendous platform in terms of, getting information, getting support. It's just not good, really, which is why communities like mine do so well. And I do so well on here because Amazon are really not good. Hey, Zappy, how's it going? Learning is fun anyway. Exactly, it is fun. Exactly. I actually had a call today with a guy, someone I've been helping out for a while now. He's brand new to Amazon. I think he's made his first sale a couple of weeks ago. Doing well, but he tried to do his first ungates for some good brands like Versace and Max Factor and things like that. And he basically did the ungate and got rejected. So he thought, you know what, I'm going to call up Amazon. I was like, okay, here we go. Let's hear the story. What did they say this time? And he got speaking to someone, and Amazon were like, oh yeah, you can't sell those. You need a brand permission because they're enrolled in brand registry. I was like, oh, interesting. They said that. It was 4 brands. I can't remember the other 2. I was like, it's funny, isn't it, that the 4 brands that you happen to have ungated there, all suddenly under brand registry, and you need to suddenly change. Honestly, my best tip for you, actually, if you're new to Amazon, is don't call Amazon, because the information you'll get is absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So they'll literally give you disinformation. It's crazy. So they said to this guy, you can't sell Versace, you can't sell Max Factor, you can't sell these other 2 brands that you happen to be trying to ungate because they're under brand registry, and you need authorization from the brand. It's just total rubbish. Honestly, that is not how you ungate a brand. So unless something massively has changed in Amazon, which I'm unaware of, in which case we'd all be absolutely effed if that was true, because there's 2 big brands, Versace, Max Factor, I don't think it was. I just told us something Maybelline there. I don't think it was Maybelline. No, maybe it was. It's just total nonsense. But yeah, that's what happens when you call Amazon. It's a total waste of time. It's actually crazy. You are exactly, Brad. You are asking people who don't know. Exactly. They don't know. Obviously, if you get your account suspended or anything like really bad, you have to call them, fine. But when it comes to this information here, they literally do not have a clue. And they're going to hurt you, not help you. That's genuinely true. And it's one of the downsides of Amazon it's one of the paradoxes of Amazon, I suppose. Customer support for a buyer, if you're buying something from Amazon, is honestly, I think, some of the best in the world. They'll bend over backwards for you. They'll do, that's fantastic. And then when it comes to customer support for sellers, it is hands down one of the worst supports I've seen in my entire life. It is probably one of the worst. So you've got that massive contradiction going on there. It's not a paradox, but it's just a crazy disparity between how they the support available for the 2 different sides of the Amazon business. It's just weird. Anyway, it's not all about bashing Amazon. I love to bash Amazon a little bit, but it's a good platform. Don't get me wrong. It's just you got to know how to actually navigate it and work it, which is why my channel does so well. And I've got my Discord community, so I can't complain too much really. But yeah, if you just listen to Amazon, you would basically you wouldn't sell, pretty much, because they just give you the wrong information. So a bit of news around Cogita then. So I know, mate. So Cogita had some issues on the weekend around their referrals, and let me just get the message up. Basically, they are just rejigging their affiliates, and they're just pausing it for October, which kind of sucks for me, really, but it is what it is. So there'll be something new coming out in November around promotion. Basically what happened. Let me just give you the long and short of it, basically. With Cogita, there's too much fraud going on. There's people reusing my code over and over, creating multiple accounts, and it's just causing them massive headaches. They're just having to rebuild the entire affiliate thing from and also the promotional codes and stuff from the ground up again, basically. So that's one big thing. There are some basically some bad actors that have been ruining it for everyone. Like last month, I won't say like numbers and stuff, but I had a ridiculous amount of like fraudulent people using my code. So it's just ruined it for everyone. Unfortunately, this is what happens, and yeah, they've had to pause the entire thing, especially with Q4 coming up. It was just insane. I mean, me alone it was a lot, a lot of people reusing the code. Yeah, absolutely. So the code is a one-time thing. They dropped the ball a little bit on it, and now they've paused it basically. So they're rebuilding it. They're gonna. By the way, if you can't, Brad. They'll ban you for life. Secondly, they'll send you legal letters. So you don't want to reuse codes. You do not want to reuse codes. Yeah, it's not good. They literally, it's not good at all. You don't want to use them. But yeah, Kogita is such a good platform. But yeah. Anyway, what was I going to say? If you signed up before Friday, though, and you still want your sort of credit got removed, DM me on Discord, and we can get that sorted for you. Basically, they're going to honour everything up to like the 11th of October. But yeah, I don't think after that you can't do it. Yeah, I know you're kidding, Brad. Yeah, but yeah. So people were doing it. Honestly, someone actually DM'd me the other day saying, "Oh, I won't say who it is, but they messaged me saying, "Oh, I'm sat with someone here, that looped your code. Did you snitch on him?" Or did Kogita find out? I was like, yeah, Kogita found out, mate. I've got nothing to do with me. Naturally nothing to do with me. Yeah, I was like, mate, why the hell is he doing that? But it's just that kind of mentality. I get it to a certain extent. People, like with OA, if we have to, we'll maybe create multiple accounts. There's different levels of like how far you can go when it comes to kind of like putting orders through, I suppose. I teach all this in my mentorship actually, but like you've got level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Although I don't call them that, but like there's like as far as I'm concerned, there's like 4 levels that you're willing to go to kind of like loop orders. As you get more advanced, it's there's more stuff you have to do. But yeah, reusing codes and stuff is definitely one thing that like as OA sellers will do. But it's like one thing I don't like doing is basically reusing welcome codes. That's one thing, which is essentially what that is. That's probably one of the few things I'm like, oh, if I find a deal with a welcome code, I'm like, oh, because am I really going to sit here and create brand new accounts overnight? And it's just not worth it. But yeah, anyway, so I kind of get it to a certain extent. But yeah, so hey Kevin, how's it going? Thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it. I'll take the code off eBay. Dilly saying, hey, well, Dilly, thanks for joining us, by the way. Hey, Summer. Oh, sorry, I missed you there. Or Ahmed. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, I just missed your message there. Will Kogita take a return if it's past the claim time? I have an IP, and they said the products are fraudulent as Kogita are not authorized seller. I've activated a removal. I'm just waiting now. No, they're not going to do a return. No. So there's a few things, right? Okay, I'm not a lawyer, right? But if you own it in the UK, you can sell it. This authorized thing is, it's not fraudulent. It's just a ridiculous word. That doesn't mean anything. It means you're not allowed to sell it on. So an IP claim, by the way, it means you're not allowed to sell it on Amazon. So if I own something, like if I buy this iPhone, right? I don't have authorization from Apple to sell this, but I can still sell it. By law, I'm still allowed to sell this iPhone. Right. Now, on the Amazon platform, Apple have said, look, no one's allowed to sell on Amazon, so they've just locked it down so no one can sell it. But yeah, you can sell this, just like I could sell this can of 7-Up here. I don't have authorization from who makes this. I don't know. One of the big companies, Coca-Cola probably. I don't have authorization to sell it, but I can sell it, okay? So it's not fraudulent. It's not a fraudulent iPhone. So, yeah, what's happened there, basically, you've got an IP claim. So what's happened there, so I'm not having a go at you, Matt. I'm annoyed at the person that's messaged you, basically. So firstly, I'd be interested to know what the brand is that said that. But yeah, what these companies will do is they'll email you through Amazon. They'll say things like, oh, it's fraudulent, you're not authorized, blah, blah, blah. end of the day, they can stop you selling on Amazon. To be fair, Amazon can say, look, you're not allowed to sell it. That's fine. That's Amazon's platform. But from like a legal point of view, you can do it. But yeah, obviously we care about Amazon, to be fair, but it's not fraudulent. So yeah, they won't, unfortunately. So what you got to do really is, I went through this with one of my mentees today, is like literally showing all the different ways of looking for IPs. So maybe I could get it. Let me have a look. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a tutorial today. I did have some listings actually. Let me find one. That one. Where's another one? I kind of didn't want to show that one. Let me find another one quickly. Maybe we'll do a little lesson here on how to spot IPs. I don't need to actually. Yeah, cool. Okay, give me a second, guys, and we'll talk about this. Okay, cool. Give me 1 second. I've got 2 listings here I can show you. These are basically the 2 biggest ways to detect, and I wasn't planning on doing this, but we can do it anyway, that we can detect. Let me move this over here, whether something's IP. So a DMG week ago, was that the French Avenue one, mate? Was that the French Avenue one? Yeah, that was the French Avenue one, I believe. So yeah, that was a weird one, right? I think the brand on that was wrong. So actually, that actually reminds me. There's another one I've got actually here. Let me find. So I've got a few listings here. I'm going to just pop up, and we'll do a little lesson here. If anyone who's new, I've got a couple of interesting I'm not very organised here. I wasn't expecting to actually do this. Let me quickly get this third listing. I've got a very interesting one I found as well that you need to be careful of. But yeah, if you want to send me that ASIN, I can also jump onto that one as well and show you why I think that one's not, what the issue of that one was, if it's the French Avenue one, if I remember that one correctly. Let me just find this one here. Just looking at the sheet. Here we go. Cool. Right then. I've got 3 listings here. Let me do my talking head. Let me just make sure I am mute on. Yeah, cool. Right, there we go. Looks good. Sorry, guys, it's not making for very good. Not making for very good. Right, here's a good example. So, how do we know? Okay, apart from the fact this is hard gated, we'll ignore all that. This is OA Hero, by the way, showing you the basic hard gated. It's got this nice little tag up here. So, if you want to buy OA Hero, you can go to oahero.com and buy that. Right. So what first thing we can look at is the brand on the listing, okay? That's the first thing. So here we go. This won't be going on for very long, guys, literally less than 5 minutes. And for those of you who kind of know this already, just want to show you quickly. So if the brand's on the listing is one thing, that's one major factor. If you see that, well, it's not 100% guaranteed it's going to be an IP issue. It's pretty much 99.9% basically. So that's the first one, okay? Second one to look out for is, and I'm using this as an example, it was technically a parallel import that happened, not an IP, but it's just one that I've got to hand. You can look at the seller count. Now, this is a keeper chart we're looking at here, and this is bottom chart we're looking at, which is and this blue line here is the number of sellers on the listing. What you're looking for is sudden sharp drops in sellers where everyone's been kicked off at the same time. If we go to the year here, we can see back in November, whenever it is, November 27th or something, you can see this massive sudden drop in seller count. And let me just zoom in on it so you can see where we had basically 14 sellers and it dropped all the way down to 2 and then 1. This is an indicator that everyone got kicked off at the exact same time, which is an indicator of an IP. It sometimes can be a parallel import claim, but it can also be an IP. So these are the red flags we're looking for. So this is what you got to do. If you're selling a new brand you're unaware of, you're not sure about, you've got to just do your due diligence, have a look. And it might not be on the exact listing you're looking for. So let's say, for example, I was looking at, say, Molten Brown, and it was a different listing. What I do, if I'd never sold this brand before, I would basically open up 5 or 10 of these and look for those kind of indicators that I just showed you. The final one I want to show you here, which is an interesting one. This is one where someone's been very naughty, and like this, I found this the other day. This is like a diesel. Now, diesel's hard gated. So how are the 2 sellers on this one? Weird, right? Well, someone has created the brand Diesel ... Is it just ... I think ... So you can just see that there, Diesel ... So they have essentially, I don't know how Amazon have allowed them, but they basically created a brand called Diesel dot dot, basically, rather than the actual brand Diesel, which is hard gated. So if you do this, now in theory you should win an IP claim on this one because the brand is Diesel, and if you obviously send an invoice with Diesel, you'd probably be okay. But for me, it's just not worth that kind of risk because this is essentially a private label brand, so you got to be careful of that one. But yeah, so anyway, that's just those indicators you got to look for, basically. Now your one, if I remember correctly, maybe if I can find it, maybe I don't want to. Sorry if I wasn't meant to reveal it, by the way. I apologize. Yeah. So transparency codes. Yeah. So fair enough. Yeah. Basically, it's that one there. If I can find it, let me just find it quickly. I've just moved back over. I think it was this one here. Yeah, I think it's this one. Does everyone get kicked off at the same time? Yeah, here we go. Oh, I'm going to show you this one. I hope it's okay, Dilly. I hope it's okay. It should be fine. Hopefully it's fine. Okay, cool. So this is the one in question here. French Avenue. I was a little bit unsure about this one because, well, I don't know what's this brand, Fragrance World Store? Well, normally when you have these brands here, you know, like Versace or Paco Rabanne or whatever, the brand is Paco Rabanne. Whereas this one, French Avenue, you'd think the brand would be French Avenue. I don't know. Maybe I'm just don't. Yeah, that's what you'd think. But no, it's called Visit the Fragrance. It's called Fragrance World Store. So for me, this one here, it doesn't match. This is another kind of red flag. It's called Fragrance World, French Avenue. Yeah, I don't know much about this brand, to be fair. So when I'm looking at a new brand like this, I'm very cautious. I have to just double check, triple check. You know, and I did see this one on Quigita, to be fair. Now, again, you want another indicator of IP complaints. Here we go. You've got two of them right here. Now, for you, admittedly, I think in the past there was no indicators because it was a brand new listing. Again, just another reason to be careful with newer listings. But you can see here we've got these two massive IP complaints where people have been on and kicked off again and everyone came back on again and people are obviously winning their IP complaints. What you could probably do is carry on selling it on here, basically. Until it goes transparency, you're good to go. Apologies if I just you don't want to share this, but you could probably continue to fight this. Maybe it looks like other people have come on this one, and yeah, I don't know if you fought it or not, basically. But yeah, that's that one anyway. So yeah, that one sucks, to be fair, but it was a new brand. I did see this on Quigita. I wasn't that. Yeah, I can't remember why I didn't buy it, but yeah, when I'm looking at something like this, I'm just wondering, is it like French Avenue? Is that is that a brand? What's going on with it? I just don't know. I'm just not sure. Anyway, that's enough on that. Cool. Right. Let me just move my thing over. But yeah, that's the best when it comes to that thing. But yeah, in terms of like authorization, you don't need authorization to sell on Amazon unless that brand is literally like hard gated. Cool. Yeah, apologies that's happened. Any other websites that Quigita recommend? There are none that I'm aware of, unfortunately. Okay, that's it. Spoke to the bloke, basically said they're going to change. Yeah, transparency code short, that's fine. Yeah, so they obviously don't like people on the listing, so we'll avoid that one, basically. I need to add that to OA Hero, but I'm not sure what I'm adding to OA Hero, right? Because this is what happens. If something like has happened, I'll add to OA Hero. Like, what brand am I adding to OA Hero? Is it Fragrance World? Is it French Avenue? I just don't know. With that one, I'm so confused. I'm going to have to do some more research and look into it, because I'm just not sure, like, what am I adding there as like a warning? What brand? Is it Fragrance World? I'm assuming. But yeah, anyway. That's, yeah, so it is, yeah, Diesel dot exactly, mate. Yeah, exactly. Interesting one, right? So, unlucky. Yeah, it was quite unlucky, to be fair. And there's no websites, mate, like Quigita, unfortunately. I'm struggling with Ungating my Forster. Oh, yeah, Ungating's still a bit broken right now. Just be patient. Hopefully it'll get better soon. Yeah, you just got to keep trying. That's the best advice I can give you when it comes to ungating. You're basically going into a period on Amazon where ungating is really hard as it is, and then you're also throwing Q4 into the mix, which makes it even harder. So right now, ungating is really tough, to be fair. So, but yeah. Anyway, you got to come to some free mentorship there, basically. I covered that today with one of my mentees, just covering and making sure that she's basically brand new to Amazon. So just making sure we're covering all the bases. You know, things like IPs, things like that, what to look out for. If you guys want to do mentoring, by the way, link in description. It is literally the best course out there by far. The best mentoring program out there. I can say that for certain. And yeah, right now it's too cheap. It's a bargain, basically. So take advantage. And if you want to, so just reading the comments. But yeah, if you want to take advantage of the current price on the mentorship, which is going to go up once we hit 10 people, we're at 6 right now. We've got 6 people in like 11 days, which is pretty good to be fair. But yeah, it's been good. Yeah, if you want to take advantage of that, you can book a call in with me. And because you're on my live as well, if you just want to have a chat with me anyway, nothing to do with mentoring, you just want to have a chat about Amazon, I'll let you book that call in as well. And yeah, we can just have a chat. And you can ask any questions you want about Amazon. So today I had a call with a guy for about 20 minutes who wanted to know more about Amazon to Amazon. So we had a good chat about that. So yeah, one of the things I'm pretty good at, although I'll be honest, I've not done Amazon a little while now. Need to get back onto it. The one downside to Amazon I find is because there's so many pings going on all the time that it's like if you're trying to sit there and like write something or make a video or just trying to concentrate on something, it's quite annoying to have the pings going off all the time. So yeah, I need to get back to, it's like a task switching thing. It's like if you're really focusing on something and then you suddenly switch and then you have to go, oh, it's just like a bit of a pain really. But yeah, cool. Right. There's a question here. What about products that when scanned on Seller Amp, the colors are slightly different to the product you picked up? Should you go ahead with it? Well, that all depends on what you mean by different colors. Is this a mascara? Is this a foundation or some sort of makeup? You know, in which case I'd say the color matters tremendously. You know, it for the most part, I'd say yes, it matters. But then the answer also is it depends on what the product is. If it's a hammer, for example, and one of the pictures is bright red and the other one is like blood red, I'd argue at that point with a hammer being a tool, something more utilitarian, probably doesn't really matter as much and you can probably get away with it. Pens, okay. What do you mean different color? I'd say yes, it matters. Basically, for 99% of products, yes, it matters. There's certain things you can get away with, you know, but with pens, I'd say probably, yeah, I don't know. It's without looking at it, it's very hard for me to see. Basically, it's very hard. Yeah. So just heard an interesting thing about the French Avenue charging twice as much as Gogeta. They're kicking people off for not buying direct from them. Okay, interesting. Okay, cheers, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah. So that they're yeah. Look, well, yeah, I wouldn't touch French Avenue these days. So, yeah, it's one of those ones. It kind of sucks, really. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Without looking at that, it's very hard to me to say. But my default answer is yes, it matters. If people are expecting different colors when they buy their pens, then yeah, it definitely matters. To be honest. When doing A2A and Amazon have 100% buy box, will it be okay to sell on? Yeah, I talked about this again today with my mentee, right? So you need to be careful when looking at this 100% buy box thing. So I've got a very good question for you. How many other sellers are on that listing right now? Or well, firstly, what period are you looking at? I'm assuming 30 days, 90 days, 180 days. Tell me how many other sellers have been on that listing with Amazon. And then the second question of that is, if there are other sellers on there, how many of them have a price that's competitive with Amazon? Once you answer those two questions, I'll let you know, basically. Because I get people going, oh, Amazon's got 100% buy box. I'm like, yeah, because they're the only seller. So I'm like, oh, of course they have 100% buy box. The second one is, oh, there's other sellers, but Amazon's selling it for £10. Everyone else is selling for £20. Again, of course Amazon have 100% buy box. Their price is way better than everyone else. Now, if you are then looking at a listing where there's Amazon and a bunch of other sellers, and everyone is on at the same price, you know, and they've been on there for a while, and Amazon's still 99% buy box, then sure, that's a time to be concerned. But yeah, people are looking at 100% buy box, and it's just Amazon on there. And I'm like, of course they have 100% buy. It's just, yeah, of course they do. So you need to see if other sellers have been on there, basically, before let's just look at that 100% number. You need to look at it in the context of actually what's going on in that listing. So yeah, let me know about those ones. But yeah, so I would be very concerned if there was, and I very rarely see this, by the way, where you go onto a listing, there's 5 or 10 other sellers on there, that everyone's competitive with Amazon, and Amazon have got like 100% buy box. It's just so rare. Normally they share relatively well. They might still keep the lion's share, but they might still share. This is why I genuinely don't ever look at this kind of thing, because I've never really run into, maybe one time where I've run into an issue where just Amazon refused to share the buy box. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I generally, it's very hard to know the answer on that one. Yeah, like Brad's saying, if it's like, yeah, blue, red, and you're doing green and whatever, yeah, it's very hard for me to tell. But generally, it does matter. Yeah. Now, if the packaging's slightly different, especially around Q4, right, you'll find some oftentimes, and I did this once. So I was selling some Century Spark gift sets, which I've told you guys before. The packaging was different to the one on Amazon. It was the exact same items inside. I think the packaging on the ones I was buying was a bit nicer than the Amazon one, but the packaging was slightly different. But everything inside was fine. It was like 3 or 4 items in there. I can't remember what exactly they were, but anyway. The packaging was slightly different. One was from one year, the one was the next year. Generally, that never really matters, especially for something like that, which is going to be gifted. 9 times out of 10, that's going to be gifted to someone. The person who's getting it as a gift has no clue where it's even come from, let alone it's on Amazon, that's got a different picture. So that doesn't matter too much. And the only thing I would say, what does matter with packaging differences is like if the one on Amazon is like a beautiful gift set, like a real nice looking gift set, and you're giving them some sort of piece of rubbish basically. Or if you just bundle 3 items together in a poly bag, that's when it'll probably matter. But generally, every year, these perfumes, these aftershaves, these gift sets, all kind of stuff, they all change their ASIN, their UPC codes. They rejig the packaging slightly, all that kind of stuff. Very rarely do you actually see like 2025 or 2024 on there, because I guess it gives them leeway to sell it every year. But yeah, that's one time where it doesn't matter too much, realistically. As long as the item inside is the same, you're pretty much good to go. Especially if it's something giftable as well, you're probably okay. And again, it all depends as well what it is. But yeah, no problem. Yeah, exactly, no problem, Jordan. Have a look and see, basically. But yeah, it doesn't irk me a little bit, but I do get this because I don't really look at it. And I thought for a while, I was like, am I missing a trick on this? Not looking at buy box percentage. Then I realised what people were doing. And I was like, that's why. So I started looking at that. Yeah, so it's one thing I genuinely don't really look at is buy box percentages. And so far I've been fine. I'm not saying I'm not being burned. I think maybe why am I saying that? I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example. I think there might have been one where Amazon refused to share the buy box. Does that Molton Brown listing you had up still have the new and old bottle in it for the same product? Good question, actually, because Molton Brown did a slight packaging change, didn't they? Let me look at my history. Go to Molton Brown. Yes, it does. Yes, old and new version. Yes. So I don't know. I can't remember if that's actually a different bottle or if it's just like packaging or if it's different formula. I can't remember what the difference was really, but I think they just changed the bottle, so in that case be fine. No one's really going to care, or no, I wouldn't have thought on that one. But yeah, so yeah, as an example, yeah, exactly, yeah. So that one there has 2 different bottle types. What I'll do is I'll screenshot it. It's probably easier. Put this over here. So this is probably a case where as long as you're sure the formula is the same, which I think it is, you've got this one here, for example. Let me make that smaller. This is the new version, I think. And this is the old version, if I get this one up. Look, they're so identical, I'm just trying to figure out which one I've screenshotted. There we go. Okay, I can't even see which one. I'm trying to figure out which one I've actually screenshotted. And then you got this one here, which is the one of them is new, one of them's old. I can't remember which one it is. They're so freaking close. But yes, technically in this case, like here for example, you're going to get away with it because it's. I mean, I'm literally looking at them right now, and they're barely. Apart from having the crown up at the top and stuff like that, they're pretty much exactly the same. So yeah, this is kind of an example where you're like, you know what, this is absolutely fine if it's slightly different. So slightly different packaging. But yeah, anyway, so we'll get rid of that Molton Brown. But yeah, so interesting questions there. Actually, got some good questions there. Appreciate it actually. But yeah, that French Avenue one was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, that was a real interesting one. But yeah, it's one of those ones. I don't think I actually liked the profit on it. I thought maybe I was a bit rubbish. I can't remember why I skipped it, but I did see it and I was like, yeah. Packaging was awful on the version I had. What was that for, Snappy? Was I missed something? Sorry. By the way, we've got 18 viewers right now. That's pretty awesome. Lidl had similar looking product with the exact same packaging. Yeah, there you go. So can you run through why ungating is broken, ATM? Any tips? Just because either the bots or the VAs are just pretty much rejecting everything. You're giving them an invoice from like a wholesaler, and they're saying, "Oh, it's a retail receipt." I'm like, "It's not a retail receipt. It doesn't say receipt on there anywhere. It's from a freaking wholesaler. It's got invoice on there." You know, they just basically it's just randomly selecting a reason to reject. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So packaging was awful. So yeah, I'd be worried about that because normally packaging on Molton Brown's pretty good, mate. So yeah, I'll be honest, guys. There was a lot of fake Molton Brown floating around last year and probably years before. There was a lot of fake Molton Brown, so be careful of that. Yeah, someone messaged me saying, "Oh, someone imported like £1 million or more than that of fake Molton Brown, and they nearly spent like £1 million on some fake Molton Brown from someone. Only when they finally set." Yeah, they got burnt. Yeah, I remember this now. This is where you got to be careful with your sources, I suppose. So they bought a bunch of Stanley Cups from this person, and then they got a bunch of kickback on Amazon because it turned out that the Stanley Cups were fake. And then they were literally in the process of literally about to pay for £1 million Molton Brown order from the same supplier, and obviously with the Stanley Cups being fake. They then said, "Oh, what are these real?" They said, "Oh no, they're not real, but they're 1-to-1s." It's like, well, that's not real, then, is it? 1-to-1 is fake, basically. You know, ridiculous, isn't it? So you know, anyway, yeah. Okay, interesting. Right, here we go. Cool. So, catch up quickly. Like shocking. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was not good, mate. Yeah. So mine says there's no proof of relationship between CourseX and Quigita. Any way around this, or just keep trying. CourseX is hard gated, I believe. Anyway, I don't think you can sell. Or CourseX is IP. Yeah, you don't want to sell CourseX on Amazon. Yeah. This is why I created OA Hero, by the way. You know, I'll quickly go on there. Honestly, for £150, you guys are going to keep yourself out of so much trouble. I mean, I literally made the software. People that use it, I've had rave reviews from people. I know I've not been updating it as much as I should be, by the way. I apologize for that. But, you know, it's in terms of like software, the information's all good. Let me just throw that out there, by the way, because, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an IP, basically. Yeah, CourseX is IP, so you do not want to sell this brand. So it's not hard gated, but you do not want to sell this brand on Amazon. So let me just share my screen again quickly here. Let me just actually, rather than sharing it, I'll just, you know, just screenshot and show you, basically. You know, this is what I've just looked at now. Just search CourseX. OA Hero is warning me, you know, saying that this is IP. You can see the red IP brand on the listing. You know, maybe I can make that kind of info a bit better. But yeah, you don't want to sell. You're basically being helped by Amazon there, mate, by Frank. Muslim Frank. You're basically being helped there. Because if you jump on that, you're going to get an IP complaint from CourseX. Yeah. So watch out for them, basically. Yeah, they're IP. They're a known IP brand. They're on the listing. Let me just find. This is the exact one I've just found. I just picked a random one, by the way. Again, let me find this for you. Take a screenshot. Here we go. You can see here, CourseX on the listing. So you need to be careful. There you go. Do not sell this brand, basically. They are doing you a favor. But yeah, this relationship between CourseX and Quigita, it means nothing, to be fair. Just ungating right now is broken, unfortunately. They're just not accepting applications. They're rejecting nearly everything. It doesn't matter how good your invoice is. I know people have been rejected with invoices directly from the manufacturer. I know Amazon have rejected authenticity claims with invoices directly from the manufacturer. That just shows you how broken Amazon is right now, unfortunately. So yeah, anyway, that's that. Anyway, CourseX, they're doing you a favor there because you're going to get an IP complaint on that one. So yeah, again, OA here, it's £150 for lifetime. All right, you've got a lot of this information on there that's going to save you. It'll save you headache, hassle, money, all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't planning on like promoting OA here, although I've got a logo down there. But yeah, I wasn't planning on like pushing it. But this is why I created this software. It's a Chrome extension to save you guys from these mistakes. You cannot refund your stock back to Quigita. They do not accept refunds, unfortunately. Yeah. So yeah, ungating is basically a pain in the arse. Yeah, so yeah, we're basically taking a double whammy. We're taking an Amazon state, which is extremely hard to ungate, and we're throwing Q4 in there, which makes it even harder. So yeah, ungating right now is an absolute nightmare. One tip I can give you is, I said to the guy I was talking to today, only ungate one thing at a time. Don't try and do 4 or 5 at a time. Do one at a time. Yeah. Anyway, just a little tip for you there on OA Hero. Yeah. I've got an update. My developer is getting really upset with me. In fact, she messaged me today. She's like, have you got any time for me? I'm like, I'm really sorry. But we need to sit down and do it. I'm going to message her right now. There we go. Yeah, I felt really bad. I just messaged you saying I'm so sorry. Yeah, because I've been neglecting her a little bit and I feel terrible. But yeah, we've got this amazing update coming out. So for OA Hero, it's just it's mostly just a big UI change. But yeah, it's good anyway. So let me just add that quickly so I don't forget. I've got a big to-do list, ever growing. French Avenue into there, so I know how to add that into OA Hero. But yeah, cool, awesome, good questions so far, guys. Absolutely great questions. But yeah, so honestly, this is exactly why I created this Chrome extension. So basically, it'll insert onto Cogita. You know, let's say we go onto Cogita, for example. Let me just do it now. We go and search course X on there. Let me just pick the first one that shows up. OA Hero is going to pop up and tell you that it's basically IP. So it tells you on Cogita. It tells you, there you go, that's what it looks like. You've also got the check detail and info button on there as well, but you've got this big IP next to it. We're making this much more obvious, by the way. We've redone the entire UI on this. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, yeah, anyway, that's just to help you. You know, by the way, it doesn't just do that, by the way. That alone is worth $150 for lifetime. I'm not even joking, right? Again, I wasn't planning on this being like an OA Hero plug, but I'm actually really proud of this software because it's freaking good, honestly. Yeah, it is good. Let me just go, let's just go for, I always pick this one as an example, right? But it also tells you, it's got a massive database on there of information on websites that you can buy for doing online arbitrage. So I really need to get back and actually start developing this because I'm actually really proud of this bit of software and I've been neglecting it a little bit. So this is what it looks like. So you go onto John Lewis, for example. You can see here in the top right hand side, we've got a little cute little icon. And basically this is it. This is the Chrome extension. And yeah, you got all the information here about, is it reseller friendly, order limits, you know, do they care about all this kind of stuff? Do they give VAT invoices, VAT numbers, you know, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's enough about OA Hero, I suppose. It is a good bit of software. Your OBS must be a mess after a live. Yes, it is, honestly. The amount of, honestly, you know then, Brad, the amount of, I would screenshot it, but I don't know the screenshot end, of screenshots I've got in here is absolutely crazy, and I need to delete them. But yeah, it really is a mess. So I'm actually using, by the way, Brad, for anyone who's interested, I'm using Streamlabs, which is built on OBS, to be fair. But yeah, so just because it does the multi-streaming, not that I use the multi-streaming anymore, because I just don't have time to think about it. But yeah. Anyway, any other questions, guys? It's been a good session so far. I've got some good questions. It's been pretty awesome. But yeah, so yeah, I've got French Avenue added to my task list to add that to OA. So I'll do that after this, basically, add in OA Hero. So, and the information for OA Heroes come from my experience, come from a few other experienced Amazon sellers, comes from the community as well. So if you ever if you see something like whether you get an order cancelled or you get an IP complaint on a brand, we can add that into the database and it's all good to go, basically. So yeah, it's pretty good. So, but yeah. Yeah, a lot of it is just from my experience, especially with those kind of website ordering information. So, you know, knowing what are the good sites, what are the bad sites. Like another one, Boots, for example. You know, people keep trying to buy from Boots. I don't know why. You know, they're just terrible. Yeah, I need to actually update this. Well, I'm not going to screenshot it anyway, but I need to update it because on there I've got, you know, that you can order 1 to 2 times per day. The answer is like 1 time a week. Otherwise, Boots will ban you. They're so bad. Is there something like SAS for eBay? I'm not that I'm aware of, actually, no. You can just get those kind of like web calculators, but maybe there's a business there for you, Dilly. There's a business there for you. Rip it off for eBay. I'm not aware of one, actually, to be fair. So that could be quite a good little some SaaS. It's not an SAS, but an SaaS, software as a service. That could be quite a good little thing. It's interesting, actually. That's a good idea. I might steal that. Yeah. apparently me talking about OA Heroes made people drop off. Sorry, guys. Oh, come on. I'm proud of that software. But yeah, no, that's an interesting idea, actually. That's a pretty cool idea. I'm surprised they haven't done it. There's probably not enough. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Because not that I do eBay very often, but I'll, use like an online calculator and just do that. There's no like, I'm sure there is. There has to be. Come on. There has to be a Chrome extension. I'm not smart enough to build software. No, you are smart enough, mate. You just don't have the knowledge, basically. So don't put yourself down like that. We're all smart enough, but you just don't have the knowledge around. I'm sure you've got a lot of knowledge that I don't have. So, but yeah, you just don't know how to code, which you can learn. You can definitely learn it. It's no problem. But yeah, I don't think I'd be minted from it personally. So OA Hero certainly hasn't made me mint. The amount of effort I have to put into selling OA Hero is just ridiculous. I have to literally really sell it. This is the hard part of business, right? Marketing and selling stuff. I built this bit of software, and by the way, go and find out some software out there. And it's not a go, but like having a go or anything. But like, you go and tell me how many other softwares out there which you can buy for lifetime. All these things are like, they're still as software as a service. You pay every month or every year, whatever. There's very few things out there these days where you pay a one-time fee for them. But yeah, so I built this software. Honestly, the amount of effort I have to put into selling it, I thought more people would gobble it up, but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one, really. But yeah, anyway, it's down to me, I suppose, to get. And again, from a mindset point of view, totally my fault. I need to advertise it more, I need to market it more. So, and push it out there, make it better. So if I make it better, everyone will come. So I'm not going to be complaining too much. I need to just work harder on it, basically. But yeah, that's something I kind of like coded when I was in Dubai, my sort of last month in Dubai. Sat down, coded that out. It was getting really hot outside and just couldn't take advantage of going out and walking around too much. So that's when I just sat down and coded that. It was good. So and it's evolved massively since I actually kind of created that first version. And a poor developer had to let it down last week, and yeah, we'll definitely need to get that. I'm going to sit down actually. Maybe I'll try and do tonight. Actually, try and get it released actually. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, but you can learn to code. You got ChatGPT now, which is horrendously bad, but it can help you. It can get you into a lot of trouble, to be fair, when it comes to coding. I did actually use it to help me code OA Hero. But yeah, it also sprouted out some right rubbish. If I didn't know what I was doing, I'd have released some software that was like really bad. But fortunately, I've got like 7 years experience as a software engineer, so I knew what I was doing. But yeah, I just didn't know how to do a Chrome extension. That wasn't my kind of forte. And it's written in a nasty little language called JavaScript as well. So, but anyway, we won't go into too many technical things. Yeah, any other questions, guys? Or is it going to be a kind of a short session today? So here you go. Jordan's got a question about 828. Any recommendation how many accounts to use for normal and business? Yeah, ideally, you want to get to the point where you have 3 personal accounts or normal accounts and 3 business accounts. That's what you want to do, because the maximum you can order is 3 times, essentially. So 1 per account times 3 accounts. That's the most you can do before they start QLAing you, which is essentially cancelling you, essentially. You get an email from QLA at Amazon and they say, yo, I've ordered too many, cancelling you. Yeah, that's what you need to do, basically. But yeah, so it's the tricky, and obviously with this as well, this is all stuff, by the way, I teach in my mentorship program. So, all this kind of stuff, like layers upon layers of sourcing, Amazon to Amazon. I think it's just literally just like 1 lesson, maybe 2. But yeah, teaching you all this kind of stuff. The difficulty is getting the business accounts. Amazon's getting a little bit stricter. So getting those 3 business accounts can be quite tricky. But getting those personal accounts is very easy. You just need different phone numbers, by the way. So just go and get a bunch of... Go to Sainsbury's, go to Tesco. Just get these, just get a bunch of these. They're £1. And then you're good to go, basically. They don't always work out the box. Yeah, they're not £10. Yeah, they're definitely £1, right? But yeah, they don't always. Sometimes you use them, they don't work out the box. You have to just get. So it's always worth getting 2 or 3 of these, because sometimes they just don't. For whatever reason, they just don't activate. It's a real pain, but most time they're pretty good. Vodafone are the best ones I found as well. These have a pretty good activation rate. So yeah, but sometimes they don't work. For £1 there, I'm sure you can get some. But yeah, 3 and 3 is the ideal situation, and I run you through. So in my mentoring program, I run you through exactly how to set it up and all the different things like the Chrome profiles and fun stuff like that. Essentially, get you all set up basically. I've got a bunch of message requests. Let me just make sure it's not someone in the actual. Okay, someone's asking me, do you think Cogito will unpause and allow promotion codes again? I think yes. I do think they will. Yes, I think they just need to sort out the thing about the kind of fraud and stuff that goes on. But yeah, cool. I think that Cogito will come back basically. Yeah, it's been pretty good for Q4, so yeah, I think it will come back. So you'll have time hopefully to use it for Q4. I'll be honest, I'm getting a little bit screwed by it as well. It's not just you guys. I mean, they basically paused it, which means I'm not going to get any credit for anyone who makes an order, this month, which kind of sucks for me, to be fair, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. In the long run, it'll be fine. So, but I get it. I understand why they've done it. So, because the fraud on there was just getting rampant and it was affecting their bottom line and stuff like that. You don't want that. So they've had to, unfortunately, people take advantage and, it ruins it for everyone. It is what it is, but yeah, it kind of sucks. But yeah, any other questions, guys? I'm trying to think. Have I had any interesting sales go on? I've got some Clinique here I'm trying to sell out. I'm losing money on that one. That sucks. I haven't got too long, actually. 1st of November, Clinique needs to be gone by. This one's quite a nice one. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a fast one. I won't show the sale price. But this is quite a nice one. This one here. So I've got 266 of these in stock, $2.99 profit, 75% ROI. It sells 400 times a month. It does pretty well, to be fair. So yeah, quite a nice little one, that one. Yeah, it's pretty good, to be fair. So that's quite a nice little sale. Just having a look at my other sales here, adding more screenshots to my OBS. This is a real shame, actually. You are literally seeing the end of this one. So let me just actually quickly just use this one here. So this one here, for example, this is an 8away one, just to give you show you 8away. £8.94 profit. I've literally just run out of stock. I had 750 of these. 750. So yeah, that was a pretty good one, to be fair. Do I work on ROI or margin? I find it varies from person to person. Technically, margin's the more professional one, but I use ROI. It's what I'm used to. Yeah, I use ROI. Use whatever you're happy with, but I use ROI myself. But yeah, technically, margin is the better metric, I suppose. And sometimes on my YouTube videos, someone comments saying, "Oh, you're using ROI, not margin." I'm like, "Oh, does it matter really?" But yeah. So anyway, yeah. Sorry for the squeaky voice, but I was like, "Yeah, I get it." Technically, so margin's a better business metric. But I don't mind using ROI. So here's another interesting one as well. Just showing you some of these ones. This is a Cogito one, actually. So I've only got 5 of these left, unfortunately. But yeah, £11.75, 50% ROI. Pretty tasty, that one. Pretty tasty. I've got one here, actually, I'm looking at where I'm like, I've sold this way too cheap. I need to look into this one. This is one here. Yeah, I need to look into that one. But yeah, it's not too bad, really. Yeah, pretty good, that one. What other interesting sales do I have? Have I got any kind of fun? Oh, yeah, this is a nice one, actually. Here's another nice one. I'm not saying they're all these good. I'm just kind of cherry picking the really tasty ones. There are some crappy ones as well. This is quite a nice one. 71 of these left. This is another Cogito one. Yeah, not too bad, really. It's a slower seller, but it does pretty well. Let's show you some of the bad. Here's a bad one. Here's a bad one. This is a Clinique item. I'm having to sell it because on the 1st of November, no one can sell Clinique anymore on Amazon. So, yeah, that's one I need to get rid of. And I'm losing 44p a unit, which absolutely sucks. With prep costs and stuff, I'm probably losing near £1. But there we go. You got to take your licks here and there. So I'd rather get it sold on Amazon than get it back and try to eBay it 1 unit at a time, which would be an absolute nightmare. I have to pack it up and post it and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I don't want to be doing that, basically. So, yeah, I do not want to be doing that. Yeah, so anyway, there's some interesting kind of ones for you, basically. All right, all the way. Yeah, technically it matters. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I like ROI. It works for me, but yeah. What is the actual technical... I mean, this is showing my business naivety here. I did know it in the past, But yeah, what is actually margin? Let's just Google it, ROI versus margin. Yeah, so basically ROI is just looking at the ROI on the actual money you spent, but margin measures the profitability on each sale. So how much profit is generated per dollar of revenue. Okay, it's looking at the revenue. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Use whatever works for you. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to change anytime soon. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being naive. I don't know. But yeah, I like ROI. It works for me. Yeah, if you want to be more profitable, just increase your ROI or change the margin. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's one that I use, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally naive in business when it comes to that kind of thing, but it works for me. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of things I'd end up probably turning down when I'm sourcing if I'm looking at higher margins and ROI doesn't quite make sense. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting one. Any other questions, guys, then, before we wrap it up? So, unless we get like a big flurry of people coming on. But yeah, what's our message here? Do you think November? Yes, I do. Yeah, so I think the Quigita code will start again like November 1st, basically. Well, somewhere around then, I think. But I'm not 100% sure, but I reckon it will start again. I reckon it's something they probably need to work on pretty urgently. So, yeah. You can't sell Clinique anymore. No, you cannot. So, basically, you got hard gated. You know what? OA Hero could be quite a nice thing to get. Sorry to keep plugging it, but let me just show you again. This is the stuff that's going to save you guys so much freaking money. Let me go on here quickly. Shoot me a screenshot of Clinique listing for you. Oh, hang on. That should be showing up. Why is that not working? Oh, no, it did. Okay, here we go. It's just because I'm zoomed in too much. That's why. But yeah, there we go. So, again, this is a listing here. So this brand became hard gated on the 3rd of September 2025. Basically, it doesn't say it here, but you've got to the 1st of November to get your items sold. So anything that was in Amazon. So what happens with the hard gate, by the way? This is OA Hero again, by the way. Shows you this information. So what happens is when a brand goes hard gated, literally the minute you get the email, essentially, if you've got stock in your home or your warehouse, you cannot send it in. It's done. You cannot send any more stock to Amazon. Any stock that's in Amazon, they give you a time period. It's normally 2 months. So that was 3rd of September all the way. And you got from 3rd of September, you got till the 1st of November. So nearly 2 months to sell out your existing inventory. I think it's always the same time period, but maybe it's not. That's what it happened to DKNY, and I swear it was much quicker. But yeah, basically you've got a certain time period to sell it. And so if you see people selling Clinique now, it's literally just people like me selling out. I'm actually selling a lot of it for a loss. Just because I'd rather just sell it for a loss on Amazon than take it back and have to eBay it and have it stored in my apartment and all that kind of rubbish. So yeah, but it's hard gated. Again, watch out. OA Hero will warn you. That was a bit of a gut punch, Jordan, to be honest. Clinique, it was a bit of a gut punch, I'm not going to lie. Always try and add the item to your inventory before you buy anything. So take that ASIN. I'd still do it to this day because sometimes you get some funny little ASINs here and there where, it might be, for example, you're selling a brand that's fine and then there's one little ASIN inside of that brand, which is annoying. Always try and add to your inventory first. So the main reason I like margin is because it's never over 100%. So as a measurement, it stays relative, whereas ROI, there's no limit. It could be 600. Yeah, sure. So what I'm looking at, obviously, is... I get what you're saying. So you could be doing 1,000% ROI. So for me, that's why I kind of look at the profit as well. You got to take. Yeah, I get your point of view. To be fair, I do get your point of view because I'd obviously rather have an item that's 20% ROI, but I'm making £5 per unit, than 1,000% ROI, but I'm making 50p per unit. If they kind of have the same velocity, for example, or maybe not, but. You kind of get what I mean. If I had to pick one or the other, which one's going to make me more money in the long run, actual physical pounds? If I could get 10 of one and 10 of the other, I'd always choose the one that's making me £5 because I can get £50, whereas I only make £5 the other one. So, in terms of like actual money. So I do kind of look at that. So maybe using these kind of two numbers is maybe more complicated, overcomplicated for me. But I get yeah, exactly. Clinique is a real shame. It is, yeah. I mean, one strategy, I suppose, is just leave it in there and hope it comes back around again, but I don't think it will. But yeah, not for a while anyway. It's a real shame. Do you know what? I actually think Clinique will come back. I think Clinique will come back in a year's time. I think. I've just got a feeling about it. I think it will. Hey, Bet, how's it going, buddy? You all right? Thanks for coming on. We're just about to wrap it up, actually, mate. But unless things pick up, in which case I'll probably go on for another half hour. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for coming on, bud. Appreciate it. I've got so many messages on Discord just looking at. I'm actually kind of eager to get to them. Look at them. I'm like, but yeah, no, I think I'm probably going to wrap it up soon anyway, unless we've got some other good questions to come in. It's been a good Q&A again, actually. We had some really good questions come in, actually. But yeah, and even a little software idea as well. So, but it's fine. You do not have to apologize, mate. It's absolutely fine. It's all right. You can always go back and listen to this. It's fine. It's all these things are recorded on YouTube. So absolutely, you do not need to apologize whatsoever. I'm just letting you know that I'm probably going to wrap it up pretty soon. Hey, unless a bunch of questions come in which case I'll carry on. But I'm not going to sit here in silence trying to figure out things to say. But yeah, so but no, it's been a good month. So yeah, I'm on like 55. I'm actually 55.50 now, actually, so I've made a little bit more money since the start of the stream. Not much more, to be fair. So yeah, it's a nice number, that one, actually. 5550 so far. It's not too bad. There's no need to apologize. You can ask these questions. It's fine, as long as you don't keep asking the same question over and over and over and over in the same stream. Or maybe I'm doing a bad job of answering. Sorry to ask again. It's fine. What was your advice on RA again? I mean, RA is fine. Nothing wrong with it. I don't personally do it myself. I just don't really like going out and doing, doing the RA because you have to go out and about. And to be honest, it's not too bad in summer. To be fair, you get a nice summer day, put the windows down, drive. Oh God, I miss summer. I miss summer, actually. Oh, that's made me miss summer. I do enjoy driving in summer, actually. That just really made me just think back and think, I miss summer. I'm gonna have to move to Dubai, I think. Although there it's just too hot. It's not the same as well, to be fair. There's nothing better than a British summer as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, it's fine. Just make sure you get receipts. If you're VAT registered, make sure if you're buying anything over 250, you get you split it up, because you need to have an actual invoice if it's over £250. But it's absolutely fine. Just make sure you're buying from legit stores and you've got the receipts and stuff, and you're good to go, basically. Yeah, no problem with it whatsoever. You can get some good RO items or margin items on there if you want. It can be pretty good, especially around Q4. It can be really fantastic. Yeah, absolutely fine. It's just not. It all comes down to your personality. If you prefer to do RA, that's cool. If you prefer not to do it, that's cool as well. I prefer to be sat in front of a computer. So yeah, Dilly, how have you prepared for Making Tax Digital I mean, I've not. Yeah, I've got an accountant, so that's their problem. That's what I'm paying them for. That's their problem. But yeah, I know this whole thing, Making Tax Digital and stuff like that. Is it really going to affect everyone too much? I can't remember. I did look this up last time. Thing is, with accounting and tax and stuff, it's my accountant's problem, not my problem. So what was it again? Making Tax Digital. It's just stopping the whole paper filing, as far as I remember. Changes. Let's have a look. Making Tax Digital changes. What's going on with? Well, I'm sure I'll use ChatGPT maybe. Explained. Not interested. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, I'm getting no results anyway. But yeah, so I know there's a big changes coming around the thing, and basically you have to do filings every quarter. I'm doing it online. Just get an accountant. Problem solved. Literally, just problem solved. It's just going to make your life so much easier. Even if you have to, you have to pay them. It's not too expensive. I think I'm paying mine £68 a month. I think something like that. Anyway, I'm not even sure. You have to buy the software as well. It comes to $150 a month, which sounds like a lot. Maybe $160. So I'm using Xero. I'm using Link My Books, which is expensive. I just paid out for that. And then got the accountant. And then that's their problem essentially. And it probably is a good thing to know how it works. Especially with these changes. But yeah, I genuinely have got enough things on my plate without worrying about taxes and stuff like that. I leave that to my accountant to deal with. I don't think they're going to forex the bill though. So, and even if they did, I'd still pay it because I'm not going to do it myself. Yeah. So yeah, but it could be a royal pain, to be fair. Yeah. So they want to make sure they get all their taxes, don't they? So it does create a big burden for new sellers, to be fair. In fact, I do need to sit down and learn this because obviously I do help a lot of new people actually. So yeah, I do need to sit down. I'm gonna again add that to my little list. Making tax digital research. So I'm gonna do some more research around that, and then look into that basically. Maybe I'll do something around. Maybe I'll get my accountant on. So I use RT Accounting. Maybe I'll get them on and onto sort of a live call. Or come onto one of these maybe, and just talk about the changes and things like that. So yes, I mean Snappy. I've seen both. I've seen increases to 120. I've seen reduces down to 30. Honestly, it's all speculation right now. The budget comes out 26th of November. No one knows. Probably even the Chancellor doesn't know what the budget is. So we've got time still. We've got over a month. Yeah, a month and like 13 days before we find out. It is pure speculation right now. No one has a clue what's going on. So I wouldn't necessarily read too much into it. But yeah, it's probably not going to be a good thing, to be fair. One of the reasons I want to get out of Dodge, basically, my tax bill this year is going to be astronomical. But yeah. And anyway, let's not get too political. But yes, I've seen all those rumors, but they are just rumors. To be fair, there are rumors it's going to go down to 30k. There's rumors it's going to go up to 120k. There's rumors the VAT rate's going to go from 20 to 21%. There's all rumors floating around everywhere. No one has a clue what's going on. There's rumors around them eliminating stamp duty and doing some sort of land tax instead, which you just pay every year. There's literally, it's non-stop rumors, and who knows? Yeah, I've got my own opinions on it. But yeah, it's all just pure speculation. Like if you go to like the Telegraph or the Guardian or whatever paper you like, depending on what side of the political landscape you are, whether you're a Telegraph person, whether you're a Guardian person, you can see these things, and it's just a lot of noise. And honestly, it's a lot of noise. Talking about all this kind of stuff. But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, that's that. So I'm on Telegraph right now. It's the Tory graph, as they call it. Thank you, Jackson. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Got the trim the other day, and got the old haircut. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. It's good. It is definitely a good pub conversation, mate. Absolutely. I love talking about this kind of stuff, but I also don't want to get too political online. So yeah, I've got some relatively strong views. Let's put it like that, because it just Anyway, let's not get too much into that anyway. But yeah, we could all fix the. We all think we can fix the kind of economy and the government. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. Budget's at 26th. It's going to be a very, very interesting budget. I'm not going to lie. I'll be watching that live as it comes in, like a football match, seeing what is going on. Maybe we'll even jump on maybe we'll get a live going in Moguls in the Discord community and just talk about it. Yeah, it is just talk right now. Yeah, that's the thing. And because last budget, right, there were rumors around pensions like being screwed over. So a lot of people just withdrew all their pensions, and then they tried to put it back after it turned out that it was all rumors. And then obviously they can't put it back. Once you take your pension, I'm not a pension expert, to be fair, but once you kind of take it out, and you take that sort of tax-free lump sum, you can't put it back without paying a penalty and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of people kind of screwed themselves trying to preempt this kind of like the budget, and I think it's a dangerous thing to do. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. You calling me ugly though? Mo ugly. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate it. Anyway, yeah, so without getting too much into politics, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Something needs to change because, yeah. Anyway, I'm so easily drawn into these conversations. But yeah, let's just put it like this. I'm looking to get out of Dodge because I don't like the way things are going, which is a real shame because I do love the UK, especially in summer. Not such a fan of it in winter, to be honest with you. And yeah. But yeah, anyway, awesome guys. Massively appreciate everyone coming on. I'm going to wrap it up there. Yeah, if you want to check out OA Hero, you want to check out Mentorship. If you want Mentorship on Amazon, if you want an intensive 3-month course, Mentorship program, 101 mentoring around Amazon, cover every single sourcing method that I know, cover business leaks, cover all that kind of stuff. You've got my membership link there. You can book that in and we can just have a talk, see if it's right for you. It is the best program out there by far. And anything else, there's a bunch of links in the description for that as well. I appreciate you guys coming on, and I'll be back again on Thursday at 8 p.m. For another sort of Q&A. Maybe I'll do some sourcing, I'm not sure, but probably a Q&A. Maybe I'll even get a guest on. I need to get some guests on, actually, and do some guest Q&As. That could be quite good, actually. Maybe I'll speak to Nikos and see if he's available, actually. That'd be kind of interesting. But yeah, anyway, guys, massively appreciate